Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video, and I don't know when this will be uploaded, but I did get a couple Blu-rays. I did splurge a little bit, I will be honest, so I won't be getting anything for a while, but life is short. It is what it is. And this is the big one. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. And out of the blue, this was a complete surprise from Shout Factory. You can only get on their website, and it is Watchers 2 on Blu-ray. Yes, Watchers 2 on Blu-ray. Shout Factory. The way I found out about this, a few people, including the first person who told me was Ross Kiley on Facebook. So if you ever see this, thank you so much. But there were other people that told me as well, but he was the first one. And thank you, because never would have known. This was just out of the blue surprise announcement. Shout Factory's only on their website. It's not on Amazon. It's limited apparently to 1,500 copies. I'm guessing that's because they figure not many people... Let's be honest, this is not a beloved title. It's not Halloween. It's not Friday the 13th, as in a big, public, successful, popular movie. It's Watchers 2, but this is one of my personal favorite films. This is a childhood, nostalgic favorite. It's one of the movies I've been wishing and hoping they did a Blu-ray for the longest time, and it finally did. And despite anything I say about Scream Factory, there's issues with them where they've had problems and people had to return stuff. There's a part of me that has to give credit to Scream Factory because they've released some of my personal favorites on Blu-ray. I Come in Peace is a personal favorite. They put that on Blu-ray. Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, personal favorite of mine. They put that out on Blu-ray, and with some features. The Ambulance. I love The Ambulance. They put that out on Blu-ray. I mean, to be fair, they've done a lot. Now, it's strange they don't have the first one, and people even asked, and they said, well, we don't really, not at this time. So, and I'm going, hey, I'll get to the others, but I gotta... Again, this is one of those titles on my wish list to get a Blu-ray for the longest time, so let me splurge a little bit verbally about it. Watchers 1, I have a feeling if it does get released, it's going to be from... I keep doing this because I can't believe it's real. Because, yeah, this is a personal childhood favorite of mine. In 2K. 2K stands, the best I've seen the film look. Because the longest time I've only seen it on this crappy VHS quality on the same disc as the first film, and there's no features. I'm not surprised there's no features. Yeah, it would have been great for Mark Sander to talk about it. He talked about Beastmaster. It's like, I think it'd be cool. I would ask him about this movie, not about Beastmaster. Talk about something other than Beastmaster, but either they didn't try or they couldn't get anybody to talk about. But I'm not surprised. And there's a trailer, and there are two aspect ratios, 1:851 and 1:331. It's pretty much widescreen and full screen. And the full screen, you could choose which one you want. The full screen has black bars over here and over here, but you can see a bit more on top and bottom. Or widescreen is pretty much the full screen pushed in a bit, so it fills the whole picture, but the top will be down a little bit. How do I put it? Okay, imagine this is Okay, imagine this is the full screen, right? It has the case. Now imagine full screen. It fills the picture, but the top and bottom like a little bit of that is missing. But with widescreen, you don't have any more black bars here and here. The whole picture is filled. It's because they pushed it in a little bit. They give you a preference. I flipped through it. I didn't see any errors. I didn't see any mistakes. At least so far. Knock on wood. And like I said, I'm glad to see this in a 2K stand cleaned up. That's really all I wanted at the end of the day, and I got it. And it's nice that at least there's some artwork. And even here, there's some artwork. There's pictures at least. There's something there. And I always love that cover, so I'm glad they kept it old school. I remember seeing that back in the day in a magazine. It's like, I gotta see that. So, maybe one day Watchers 1, because when I saw this, I thought it was a joke. Okay, someone's fucked with me. It's like a DVD-R, like BDR. Nope. By Screen Factory. So, very glad this finally got released, and it does look good. And this is, I'm so glad this finally got released. Like I said, you can only get on Shout Factory website. It was $33. That's a lot of money for a Blu-ray that is only the picture, the movie, and a trailer. But they know people like me will buy it because that's why they only have 1,500. If people really want this, they'll pay for it. So I'll shit on Stream Factory as well. I appreciate what they've done, but I also shit on them. This should not be $33. It should have features on it. But on the flip side, I'm glad you finally got it out. I'm glad there is a release, and I had to pick it up, and I'm glad I have it in my hands. Cannot wait to watch it begin to end. Again, I flipped through it to make sure it worked. It does. So I had to splurge on that for about 7-8 minutes. But yeah. Again, it's not on Amazon. You can only get it on the Shout Factory website. I think you'll be able to still get it on there when you see this video, because I doubt this is going to sell like hotcakes. It's Watchers 2. I'm one of the few people that sincerely enjoys this film. You're probably like the biggest fan of this movie on YouTube. People are like, why? Because most people watch it just a typical generic bad monster movie. Again, there's plenty of reasons why I enjoy the film. But I'm not going to make it out to be like it's on the level. John covers the theme. No, I just, nice nostalgic childhood favorite. These are the type of movies I grew up with. So that's definitely the highlight of the year so far for me, physical media wise. But I did pick up other stuff. These two, I will admit, were inspired by talking to the guys at deadpit.com. They've invited me to be on some of their streams. Alien. It was Ernest Saves Christmas back Christmas time, but recently on their channel they invited me to be part of the Alien commentary. And then in free time, I've been looking at some of their videos and streams, and they talk a bit about Vinegar Syndrome and other releases. And it made me like, you know what, let me check them out. And I did get two. Bloodhook. This is a slasher film, which I have seen. It's a very weird, funny plot. This was the VHS cover. It's pretty much a comedic take on a slasher film. It is. I mean, the guy who directed it would go on to help work on Mystery Science Theater 3000. What was his name? Jim Mallon. And it's about a killer fisherman. It's about a killer fisherman. Yeah, a little bit of gore there. He will throw his fishing line, and he'll hook into people and drag them in, or you know how you put dead people. Well, I worded that wrong. If you're a psychopath, you know how people put fish. They put like ropes or something in the fish, and they put them in the water to keep them just a bit more fresh. The guy does that, but with dead bodies. Is a Blu-ray DVD combo pack. The features, I mean, it's just interview with the director, interview with an actress, interview with an effects guy. The features, I watch them. They're not much to run home about. I found them rather boring, the interviews. I didn't really get much interesting info out of them other than, it was meant to be more of a comedy, which you can tell by the premise. And that I think the original title was Musty Madness, because that's the name of the fishing competition, but Bloodhook is a better title than Musty Madness. Like Bloodhook, and it was just nice to see this HD cleaned up, because the last time I saw it was on VHS. It's a goofy, silly, fun slasher film for what it is. I just like the idea. I like how weird the idea of it is, but also with that 80s slasher mentality. Very odd and interesting movie to say the least, at least to me. And then Night of the Demon. This is the Bigfoot movie where the Bigfoot rips a guy's dick off. And there's the Bigfoot himself. I remember when I reviewed a bunch of Bigfoot films back in the day, and this is the one that caught my eye. And I only seen it in a VHS quality, so the fact now it's in HD. I actually like this cover. That's a pretty cool cover, Night of the Demon. I have not checked out the features, because there's quite a bit of features. I mean, interview with the producer, director, cinematographer, and then a bunch of features on Bigfoot stuff. 35mm, 2K, Stan. The reason I found out about this is Uncle Bill from deadpit.com. He bought like a big set of this that had a statue of this guy, and the statue of the guy, it was nicknamed the Dick Demon because it's actually holding a fucking dick that are ripped off in the statue. I'm like, I don't need that. I don't even care about slipcovers. A lot of people love slipcovers. I'm like, I don't care. But apparently you can sell these for a lot, but to me it's too much hassle, so I'll just keep it. But, I mean, if I did a top 5 Bigfoot movies, yeah, I'd put it on there. Because it's definitely a bloody movie. And that's the thing, like, sometimes I would give movies like this a pass because of gore. If it's like a new Halloween, new Chainsaw Massacre, yes, I expect a little bit more based on the titles and their precedents of films in the past. I expect a little bit more out of them than, Night of the Demon. And Leatherface and Michael Myers did a lot of things, but they never ripped someone's dick off, so this did that at least. And the ending I found creepier than both of those new Halloween Chainsaw Massacre films combined. The ending is still kind of creepy with the way it was shot. But I'd be curious to see this in HDs. Like, what the hell this looks in HD in the features. See what the whole plan of it was. I would like to get more of these type of like Vinegar Syndrome, and this is a Severin. But they're pretty spendy. I mean, someone mentioned maybe wait for like a Black Friday type of deal. Maybe I'll wait on that, and we'll see. So next up, Jackass 4, Jackass Forever. I did see this. I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought it was entertaining. But I'm a sucker for the Jackass crew. I liked the previous 3 movies. I thought the stunt work, it was cool to see Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O again. The new guys didn't bother me. I still thought there was some nice moments with the original crew. Yeah, Bam Margera's not in it, but Bam Margera, that's his fault. They wanted people to stay clean, especially after what happened to Ryan Dunn with drinking and with the car accident. You can see why, no, we need to be a bit more sensible on that. Bam Margera didn't want to listen. It's insurance. It's a lot of risk. If you're drinking, you're under the influence, you get someone hurt, that's a whole heap of, especially for a major studio like Paramount. And maybe they could deal with it in the past, but nowadays it's a bit of a different ballgame, especially after Ryan Dunn. But yeah, the new people didn't bother me. They were not annoying or irritating. I thought they fit well with the crew. It went by very fast. Like a lot of Jackass movies, I'm like, man, I wish it's longer. Ended way too soon. And there's about a dozen other little stunts in here for the special features. I wish these had like commentaries or documentaries. And I would not be surprised if there's like a Jackass 4.5 one day down the road. Because they did that with Jackass, then there was 2.5, Jackass 3, then there was a 3.5. Maybe there won't be, but I would not be surprised. Also, I don't understand why the first two Jackass films are not on Blu-ray. The third one is, but you would think with the fourth one, release 1 and 2 on Blu-ray and just have a pack. I would have bought the pack, even though I have Jackass 3 on Blu-ray. But Jackass 1 and 2, and also the show. But the show, I know there's some music that they'd have to get the rights to. So maybe that's why it doesn't have another release. But at least get the first 2 films on Blu-ray. But this was fun. I would say this is another film in 2022 I enjoyed. The Batman is still number 1, but this I would put behind it so far. No, I have not seen Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I have not seen Uncharted. I have not seen Ambulance. I have not seen whatever else come out. Morbius. No one sent in paid requests for them. I haven't seen the new Nick Cage film. The only films this year I've seen of 2022 have been Turning Red, which is awful. The Batman, which I loved. This one I enjoyed. Chainsaw 2022, which was worse. I would say that's the worst one I've seen so far. It'd be that, Chainsaw 2022, then Scream 5, then Turning Red. Those are the 3 worst films I've seen so far this year. And good, The Batman and Jackass Forever. So, glad to have that for the collection. I have this, but the disc was a bit stuffed up, so this was $5 brand new. So I got World War Z. Again, I had this, but the disc was, like I said, a bit stuffed up, but World War Z, this is a film I enjoyed. I was welcomely surprised and glad. I mean, this to me is one of those films that took me by surprise because I just figured, it's just, there is a lot of CG, but I liked the pacing. I liked a lot of the story ideas. I don't care if that's not like the book, because I never read the book. But I liked ideas putting the telephone pages around your arm so that the zombie can't bite you. The whole finale where usually films get bigger and more explosive. This did the opposite after reshoots, where it's much smaller and trying to be more suspenseful. I thought that was a nice twist on that, where there's these big explosions and then you end on a quiet, try to be suspenseful. I like that attempt. I like that idea. I like the camouflage. Like I said, Brad Pitt does a good job. It's very fast paced. About 10 minutes in, it goes. It doesn't stop. A very thrilling movie. Highly enjoyed World War Z. And then this was $7. And the reason I got this is because of these 2 movies, Crank 1 and 2, because some people did not deal with this, but my Crank 2 Blu-ray, I don't know why. Again, some people said theirs worked fine. When I put the Crank 2 Blu-ray in, it would screw up. It had like some kind of weird wallpaper thing, and then it would like freeze, or then it would like do screwy things. It would never work properly. I don't know if it's like depending on which Blu-ray player you have, or what the hell else. Some people say it worked fine. I've read up there's other people like me that had theirs screwed up. This, because they did the cheaper, 3 movies on each disc, it did work. At least this copy did. And, okay, I have the other films. I don't... Wildcard was there. War, I don't like. The Bank Job, whatever. Transporter 3, I hate. I don't know why it can't be Transporter 1 and 2. But whatever. So now I got Crank and Crank 2. I mean, the fact they're all on one disc. Well, 3 of them. And then the others, but I got this again. I'll have another copy of Crank 1, and Crank 2, at least this one works. So that's why I got that. And that's it for now. So again, the recap, the Jason Statham collection, to have a better working copy of Crank 2 on Blu-ray. This is my older copy with Stuffed Up, World War Z. Again, brand new at Walmart for $5. Jackass Forever, which I did enjoy. Night of the Demon. If you want to see Bigfoot rip people's sticks off, there you go. Bloodhook, a very odd, goofy, but the idea is pretty fun. I mean, it's a killer fisherman. And was it 1986 Bloodhook. And I think Troma released this, but they didn't make it. It's just one of those they bought and released it. So maybe that's why it's a Troma film. I don't mind, because Lloyd Kaufman had nothing to do with making it. It's just the company bought it to release it. And of course, Watchers 2. Nice to see this finally get a Blu-ray. And here's hoping one day Watchers 1 gets it. I was saying before, I wonder if the reason Shout Factory didn't get it, either A, some deal with Roger Corman, because these are all produced by Roger Corman. This was Concord. Number one, it makes me wonder if they deal with Concord, if they'd ever do like the Carnosaur films. I don't like the first one, but the second and third one, especially the third one, I like. Even if they release a 3-pack, it's like, okay, fine, I'll just piss on the first one. But at least 2 and 3 I like. So I wonder one day maybe they'll do Carnosaur, at least the sequels. The first Watchers, I wonder if that's with the Vestron Blu-ray. Was it? The same ones that released Waxwork 1 and 2 on Blu-ray. They released Candyman 3 on Blu-ray. They released a Warlock collection on Blu-ray. And that's what I thought they were going to do with Watchers, because they released Waxwork 1 and 2 in a set. They released the Warlock films in a set. I think the Wishmaster films in the set. So I figured, okay, they released Watchers films in a set, but no. Shout Factory's like, fuck you, Vestron, we got this. So I guess it's no set. Is okay, well, what is Watchers 3? Is Watchers 1? Is Watchers 1 with Vestron? That's weird that they got the rights to the second one and no others. Of course, the irony is that this is my favorite in the franchise, and it's the one that got a Blu-ray. It's kind of like Leviathan. All those underwater 1989 movies, that was the first one to get a Blu-ray. Then Deep Star Six got one afterward, and The Abyss still has no Blu-ray, because James Cameron's an idiot. But at least my favorite got the Blu-ray. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.